People call me an artist, but I don't care about any of that. I just wanted to show the world what I see. I can't keep going like I have been. It's time for a perspective shift.
But how did we get here? Well, it all started about 7 months ago. After Sonic Adventure 2, I was completely exhausted. I get up early, edit for a couple hours, then I'd go and work a full shift. Then I'd come home and keep editing until it was time to pass out. I wasn't seeing my friends or my family. The only thing that mattered was the project. I was completely consumed until I couldn't take it anymore. So I told myself that I'd take a short break from the channel. Then days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. The channel was frozen in time. I still played games, but I wouldn't start anything new, because if I wasn't recording, it felt like I was just wasting a game I could cover. I tried to come back for separate ways, but it didn't feel right abandoning Fallen Order, which, the longer I left, the more impossible it seemed to finish. So, I just kept putting it off until it seemed as though it would never be done. But I've been a gamer long before this channel, and I'll be one long after this channel. So, when I saw the amazing reviews for Alan Wake 2, I knew I had to play it. Video be damned. The only problem was, I never actually played Alan Wake. So, I bought the remaster and headed to Bright Falls for my next adventure. But while I was playing through, not a single achievement popped. I was still unlocking them though, and I was going for achievements anyway, so I figured, well, the game's bugged, and just kept going. Eventually, I saved Alice by sacrificing myself into the dark place, where I would find Alan in the next game. But before I could do that, I emerged
naked and afraid
until I became naked and murdered for my first achievement. Something to note about this video. I am deliberately trying to be as vague as I can about the story, because you really should play this game. It's probably my second favorite game of the year after RE4. What's your game of the year? Let me know in the comments. And while you're there, if you could like the video, I'd really appreciate it. Your likes really help smaller channels like mine grow. So thanks in advance. The next day, we met our new hero, FBI agent Saga Anderson. I picked up a map and found a manuscript page for 2 achievements. Then it was back to Bright Falls to perform an autopsy, which was interrupted as our victim turned into a monster and vanished, ending the chapter and unlocking my 4th achievement. Except, I didn't know that. I was playing for 2 hours straight and not a single achievement popped. I checked my game and I unlocked them, so this wasn't just a bug with Alan Wake. I clearly had a bigger problem. This was driving me crazy. Just because I wasn't making videos anymore didn't mean I didn't care about achievements. This needed to be fixed. So I started messing with the settings. But I wasn't just going to keep playing and checking every 2 seconds. So I needed a test game that was A, free, B, small, and C, easy to get achievements quickly. I needed GoldenEye. It was perfect. I would quickly run through a level and see if achievement popped. Then adjust my settings and do another one until I finally got that sweet sound. Now that my achievements were fixed and all was right with the world, I headed back to Cauldron Lake, where the game opens up. Now that I could actually unlock achievements, I got cracking, earning a bunch of easy achievements for basically just playing the game, like discovering a break room, destroying a darkness shield, destroying a source point, upgrading my inventory, healing, and finally picking up the sawed-off shotgun. With that out of the way, it was time to take on my first boss, which honestly wasn't too bad. You basically had to beat him once and run until you can't anymore, then take him out, completing the chapter and earning me 2 achievements, and my long-awaited reunion with Alan Wake, which I immediately postponed to explore the newly unflooded area, which was strange because I was dying to know what was going on with Alan, but I had this nagging feeling that I was missing something. So I went exploring. While I did, I earned 3 achievements for finding one of each collectible, dodging, and getting 3 nursery rhymes. With that done, it was time to get some answers. But before I could, Alan was transported into a talk show in the Dark Place. I escaped the studio for the achievement, which was quickly followed by another 3 for getting Alan's weapons back, finding a word of power, and getting my 5th headshot. After that, I escaped the Dark Presence and completed the next 2 chapters for another 3 achievements. At which point, I was transported back into the real world. But I immediately went back to the Dark Place, which earned me another achievement. And this also led me to the best part of any game I've played this year.
The song is called Herald of Darkness, but I like to call this next segment the story of the journey of Alan Wake, the musical.
Basically, what you do is you get to play through a music video of Alan Wake's life. I know I said I'd keep the story vague, but come on, I had to show this. Halfway through the segment, you get Alan's trusty flare gun for an achievement, and you get another one once you bring the song to its end. After that, I decided to go back and advance Saga's story. On my way to Coffee World, I interrupted a taken thrower with my flashlight for an achievement, and got another 2 for getting the crossbow and upgrading a weapon. Then I unlocked the secret achievement for shooting Mr. Drippy, which I did without knowing about the achievement because this guy is straight up terrifying. After that, I got 3 achievements for one-shotting an enemy with a crossbow, getting a screwdriver, and escaping with a hand flare. And this is when something funny started to happen. I started to actively look at the achievement list. I mean, I was already halfway there. Could I actually 100% this game? Why not? I thought. It didn't mean I had to make a video. So I actively started going for achievements and got one for defeating an enemy with an explosion, solving 5 nursery rhymes, and using the coffee mug charm to stay alive. After that, I made my way into the overlap where I took down Brightfall's finest in what I'm going to say is the game's hardest boss fight, completing the chapter and earning me another 2 achievements. After that, I was back in Alan's shoes getting a shotgun for the Yippee-ki-yay achievement, and after I literally ran through the chapter, I got another achievement. It felt great, 100% in games again, but a nagging feeling crept over me, the same feeling that I've been running from for months. Should I make a video? A couple of days later, I was sitting in my apartment, bored out of my mind. I didn't want to sit around doing nothing like I've done for months. Alan Wake 2 wasn't just good, it was compelling. I wanted to know what happened next. I wanted to 100% it. I wanted to make a video on it. But I knew that meant finishing Fallen Order. After going back and forth in my mind for what felt like hours, I got up and watched the video. Once I had, I just picked up where I left off. What seemed impossible, I started doing piece by piece. I started doing 30 seconds one day, then a minute the next, and so on and so on. When I needed a break, I went back to Alan Wake 2, but this time, I started recording. I started the day by stunning an enemy with a flashbang for an achievement, then finished the next 2 chapters for another 2. Afterwards, it was back to Saga, who picked up the hunting rifle and the bolt cutters for a pair of achievements. Then took out the 3rd boss, ending the chapter for another 2. Now it was time to finish off Alan's story. I finished the next chapter for the Behind the Masks achievement. I watched the last Writer's Journey video, then finished the chapter for another 2 achievements. Then the game kicked me out, back to Saga. It was time to meet with Alan Wake. But before I did so, I locked the pump action shotgun, which got me 2 achievements. After that, I got to Wake, who, let's just say, wasn't feeling himself, so I had to slow him down, concluding the chapter, earning me an achievement, and getting me ready for the endgame. This was the point of no return. The game even prompts you to save, so make sure that you do. As long as you do, you can come back and get the rest of the achievements, which was exactly what I was going to do, because I needed to know what was going to happen next. And that was a rock and roll show at a haunted lake. And yeah, it's as awesome as it sounds. Once the show was over, it was Alan's turn back in the dark place. I completed his chapter, which earned me another achievement. Then it was back to Saga, who had to help Alan feel like himself again. Doing that earned me 2 achievements. Afterwards, Alan was feeling better, so he took over for a bit and made his way back to the writer's room. Then Saga helped Alan write the ending to his story, which earned me 2 achievements and finished off a hell of a game, which you should all play, because even though you know the broad strokes, I am leaving out so much of the incredible story that this game tells. All that was left was 8 achievements, so I loaded up my last save and went to work. Throughout the game, you'll run into campaign booths for Mayor Setter. Once you find them all, there'll be a sticky note on the last one telling you to meet Mayor Setter in Watery. So, that's where I went, discovering that he's not only the best mayor, but the best boy. This turned out to be the right move, because not only do you get an achievement for petting the mayor, you also unlock a charm. That shows you nearby collectibles, which makes hunting for them a lot easier. The other thing that'll really help you out is finding the maps in the Cascella Brothers workshop for all the cult stash locations. You can also find slips of paper showing how many lunchboxes and nursery rhymes are in an area, but honestly, just look it up. The only achievement I had trouble unlocking was Shining in the Night, which was for driving off an enemy with a hand flare, which I definitely did. It was most likely bugged, but popped after an update, so it looks like it was fixed. Once I had enough manuscript pieces, I fully upgraded the sawed-off shotgun for an achievement. Now just make sure you pick a gun to fully upgrade, because you can't upgrade every gun in a single playthrough, so this achievement is missable. After that, I systematically went through the lunch boxes and the cult stashes, earning me another achievement, and that just left the nursery rhymes, which aren't too bad, but just make sure you pick up all the charms for the rustic charm achievement and the dolls for another achievement. Once you do the second to last one, you'll get a message to head back to the Witchfinder station for the last one, which unlocks another achievement. After that, all that was left was the last Cascella Brother TV commercial, which I had missed, so I went back, and that was my 45th 100%. This 100% was a journey. Like Alan, I returned from the abyss. I got myself back one step at a time. Fallen Order came out, and at the time of writing is my most second viewed video. But that's not where the story ends, because then I started trying to 100% GoldenEye for my next video, and that game broke me. I picked GoldenEye not because I had an attachment to the game, but I thought it'd be a good video, and I was miserable. The game was brutally difficult. The achievements wouldn't always unlock, And you needed to not only be perfect, but lucky. Trying to 100% that game made me want to quit the channel again. On top of that, writing the script for Alan Wake 2 saying, "Hey, I'm back," when I was completely burned out was just dishonest. I love 100% in games, and I love making videos, but both take their toll on me. The videos take dozens of hours of work, and in almost every game I've 100%, there's always a point where I literally say to myself, why am I doing this? This isn't fun. But I feel compelled to finish because the game is so good, or I want to say that I've done this, I've accomplished something. But how I've gone about these last couple of videos has changed how I approach video games. I would never have 100% of Fallen Order without the channel, or even tried to with GoldenEye. I did it because I thought it would make a good video. But the thing is, when I used to decide to 100% a game, it used to just kind of click about halfway through that I'm going to do everything in this game. That's why I'm making this video, because Alan Wake 2 clicked with me. But I don't feel that about every game I play. And choosing a game I've never played to 100% and hoping I'll like it isn't what I want to do either. And honestly, I can't and won't learn a life lesson or have a life-changing experience every time I play a game. But I still have this itch to make things and share them with you. So yes, I am back, but the next video won't be a 100% video. It'll be something else. In order for me to do my best work, I need to be all in. I need to be passionate about what I'm doing. So I hope you'll check it out, because this next video I'm very excited for. To see it when it comes out, please subscribe. Until then, I've been Sergeant Dutch, and I play games.